we are going to be establishing an equilibrium between two complex ion, a copper and chloride complex, as well as a copper and water complex. And that equilibrium has already been established in this solution of 1.5 molarity copper 2 chloride solution. I took a sample of that copper 2 chloride solution and filled it into this one test tube here, and then I disseminated some of this into each one of these other test tubes. So that way we can use this first test tube, or the one with the highest level of liquid in at the moment, as a control to compare everything else to. Two of the experiments that we'll be doing is using temperature, and on the right-hand side I have some hot water and an ice bath. So I'm going to put one of those tubes right now in the hot water and one of those into the ice bath to let those come to temperature while we're doing the other experiments. To the first test tube, or at least to the first experimental test tube, we're going to be adding calcium chloride to it directly. And I have some of that already in a scoop. Go ahead and add that to the scoop, or that scoop to it. To this third test tube, or the second experiment, we will be adding ethyl alcohol. So here is the denatured ethyl alcohol, or ethanol. I have a dropper of it here. And then last but not least, we're going to be adding water to the last experimental test tube that has not yet been filled. So let's go ahead and make our comparisons. Now first off, I am going to swirl the solid around a little bit, and let's take a look at the comparison between the two. Here is the here is the control, and here is the calcium chloride added to it. You'll even notice at the bottom that calcium chloride has a greenish tinge around the crystal itself. Here is the ethyl alcohol on the right, and the control is on the left. Here we have added water to the solution compared to the control on the left. Here is the hot water, so on the right, and the control is on the left. And we have the cold water on the cold water bath on the right, and the control on the left.